Hey guys, it's Caitlin. So in this week's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my 10 before the end. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's basically 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year, and I've just compiled all of my most anticipated books for this video, and we're just going to go through them, tell you a little bit of a summary and why I want to read it before the end of the year. So let's get started. I got my hair done. I just got home from it like half an hour ago. I'm actually in love. I did ask her to go darker, but she didn't really listen, but I still absolutely love it. I'm in love. Anyways, let's just hop in right to the books. Realistically, I don't think I'm gonna read 10 books by the end of the year. I definitely need to get to 5 because I've already reached my reading goal of 40 books and now I'm at 45, so now I need to get to 50. Nevertheless, the first book on my 10 to the end is Alchemised by Senlin Yu. Actually, am in the middle of this book right now. I'm about 50 pages into it, and I'm really liking it so far. It's such a hefty book. I'm waiting till Christmas break, or even right now is my Thanksgiving break. So during those breaks, I'm really planning to get into this book just because I feel like it's the type of book you can't read while preoccupied on anything, because you just have to fully immersify yourself into the book. If you didn't know what this book is about, basically it is based on the book Mana Code, which was a Harry Potter fan fiction book that ended up getting so popular that they asked her to change the characters' names in the world, but keep the plot line the same, and she ended up publishing it. It's literally 1,200 pages long, but my boyfriend gifted me this book and I'm really excited about it, and I'm ready to finally get into it so I can tell him about it. So it's basically about this character named Helena. She would be Hermione, and it's think Hogwarts. Instead of Harry Potter winning the big great battle, Voldemort does, and he kills all of the wizards and stuff. And she wakes up one day in this tank, and she is brought out, and they're assessing her and realize she has some kind of power she shouldn't. That's pretty much where I'm at in the book, but I'm loving it so far, and I really would like to get to the end of this book to see what everyone's hyping it up about and to just update my boyfriend. So this is the first book. Okay, so the second book in the 10 to the end is The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and Shelby Cunningham. This book is kind of told to be like Gossip Girl essentially, but it's a little bit different. So it's basically about a place named Tiffin Academy. They're all moving in and everything. And there ends up being this new app called Zip Zap, and it says blind items start to appear on phones across campus and nobody is safe. So it says, as the year unfolds, bonds are forged and broken, secrets are shared and exposed, and the lives of Tiffin students and staff are changed forever. I did just recently get this book. If you watched my last video in the book haul, I described it a bit better in that video. But everyone's been hyping this up on Book Talk, and I've been really excited to read kind of a university academy kind of book, being that I'm a freshman in university. So this is the second book in our 10 to the end. The third book on the 10 to the end is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I have been putting off reading this duology for years. I've had these books since I think in grade 8, and I just finally picked up Six of Crows and finished it last night. And it was everything. It was literally 5 stars for me. So I really can't wait to pick Crooked Kingdom up. I'm taking a book or 2 break in between just so that the series lasts longer, honestly. So I do really want to read this one to finish off the duology and see how it ends. I've heard it ends super sad, so I'm a little nervous. But basically, if you didn't know, I'm going to talk to you guys about what Six of Crows is about, not Crooked Kingdom. So Six of Crows basically takes on 6 characters who decide they're going to try and complete this huge heist and help someone escape from a prison in something called the Ice Court. So it's a really, really heavily guarded, brutal prison. And you basically get all of the different characters' point of views, all the 6 crows' point of views, and you get to go through the heist with them. And if you were really intrigued about the Louvre heist like I was, read this series. So the second book here ends off the kind of duology, I guess it's called, and I'm really excited about that. So I will definitely be getting to this one. Kind of tying along to that, this one would be a reread for me, but the 4th book on our 10 to the end for me is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I did read this book, but I don't think I read it and appreciated it as much as I could have, because I just wanted to read this book when I read it last year. I think it was last year. I don't think it was this year. I just wanted to read this book to get to Six of Crows. I didn't really care about this book, but now that I understand the world better and all of this, I really, really do want to get back into this book and reread it and then eventually watch the series on Netflix. Even though it got canceled, I can't believe that. Even knowing there was supposed to be a spinoff of Six of Crows breaks my heart, because that would have been everything for me. So I do want to reread this. I have this whole trilogy and I want to get into this starting at the end of this year into the next year and just kind of like learn to appreciate these books a little bit more now. All right, we're halfway through. The 5th book I want to read before the end of the year is Spectacular. This is by Stephanie Garber and is a Carval holiday novella. I didn't know this existed only till a couple months ago, and my boyfriend actually bought it for me when we went on a trip together. And I'm just really excited to read it. I've been leaving it and waiting to read it until Christmas time just so I get like all those Christmassy feelings, and like it's literally gorgeous, and it's just a super short novella I would love to get through to put me more in the Christmas spirit this season. So I'm really excited about this. This is part of the Carval trilogy, which if you haven't read that, you should really read that. It's very good. And I read it, I think, in like grade 10. So I'm really excited to get back into this world and see some of my favorite characters and just spend like Christmas with them, I guess. The next book I would like to read before the end of the month, the 6th book, is The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. This is part of the Vancouver Storm series. So I read Behind the Net. I think it was one of the first books I read this year, maybe even last year, I'm not very sure. But I picked actually the 2nd book up on my Kindle, The Fake Out, yesterday. Like literally I started it yesterday and I am already 218 pages in. I've been eating this book up just like I did with Behind the Net. So I also would like to get to The Wingman. I don't have the last 2, but they're on my Christmas list, so maybe I'll get them, maybe I won't, either way. But basically each book takes on a different character from the Vancouver Storm's NHL team, and you just kind of get to like experience their love story. So this one is about Hayden Owens, and I don't think it says the girl's name actually. Not sure. So, but I've been reading about Hayden for the past 2 books, and he is like literally the definition of a golden retriever. And actually, I think I might know who it is, but I'm not going to spoil it. So I'm very excited about this and just to continue being in this world. The 7th question mark, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th book in my 10 to the End would also be a reread, and that is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I am definitely reading this book before the end of the year because the movie comes out in December. This book I read, once again, I think I was in like grade 9 or 10, and I remember loving it, but weirdly enough, like I know the main plot points and what happens, but I don't fully remember it, which is weird because I remember like every book I read, I can tell you exactly what happened. So I just want to reread this book before the movie comes out to do like a movie to book comparison, and it's very sad, so I'm prepared for that. But basically, if you didn't know what this book is about, it is basically about a girl named Kenna. She's freshly out of prison for something that happened in her past, and she actually had a baby in prison. So she's basically working to meet this baby who she's not like allowed to see. And something happened to the father of the baby, which I'm not really gonna spoil it the most I can. So she wants to obviously like meet her baby, but the father of the baby's best friend currently has custody over the kid, and so she's trying to like fight with him to have custody herself, or like to at least meet her kid. It's confusing, but that's what it's about, and it's really good. I think I literally gave it 5 stars. I just want to get back into it and refresh my brain and read it so I know what I'm prepared for when I walk into that theater and cry. Book number 8 is Insurgent by Veronica Roth. This is the 2nd book in the Divergent trilogy. I read the first book a couple months ago and loved it. I've watched the first movie, but the book is better. I'm just going to say the book is better. So I want to get into the 2nd one. I have not actually watched the 2nd or the 3rd movie. I know how it ends because I saw a spoiler, but I'm really excited about this book because like I literally, although I know how this trilogy ends, like in the books anyways, I have no idea what's in the middle, like absolutely no idea. So I'm very excited about that, and then I want to like watch the movie after. I would like to get to Allegiance too, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. So we're just going to stick with Insurgent, but you guys should really read this or at least watch the movies. They're really good. The final 2 books kind of go hand in hand because they're both from the same series, and it is the Silver Pine series. So we have Riding the High, which is the 3rd book, and then we have Freeing the Wild, which is the 4th book. So these, like I said, they're part of the Silver Pines series. Basically, each book takes on a different character from like a family that lives on a ranch, and it's the love stories, it's cowboy romance, like what else do we need? So it's also set in Canada, which we love. I've read the first one and the second one this year. I swear she's come out with 3 this year, I'm pretty sure anyways. So I've just been picking them up each time I see a new one at my local bookstore, and I'm like, I actually need to read these 2 though, because I just keep picking them up and buying the next one. So I'm very excited about this. So the third one takes on Cole Ashby and Ginger, which they've always had like a banter throughout the first 2 books. If you like have read them, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm very excited for this. And then the 4th one is about Cassie Spencer and Hayden Westbrook. So I don't entirely remember who Hayden is. I think that's one of the brothers. I could be wrong, but I'm excited for this one too. And it is like significantly thinner, so I think I can get through both of these. And that is the 10 books I hope to read before the end of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to get to all of these, but these are like my priority reads throughout like the next month or so. And then it'll obviously carry into 2026. I can't even believe I'm saying 2026. But nevertheless, I do always have a Kindle read and a physical read on the go. So I will probably have other books jumbled into this as well because I have Kindle Unlimited. So I'm trying to read only books on my shelf that are also on Kindle Unlimited right now because I have over 100 books on my shelf I haven't read. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you watched to now, comment below one of the books you want to finish before the end of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed watching so much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!